We're going to look at some of the most powerful features in Google Slides, and they're contained in this Insert menu. I'm actually going to create a new slide to use with this, and we'll look at the options that you have. Now the first is text box. We did look at that in a previous video on the toolbar, but just as a quick review, if I decided that I wanted additional text boxes or divisions on this page, I simply could resize what was there. And there's several things that I could do. I mean, I could copy and paste this one, but if I wanted to use the insert, I can insert a text box and then I can draw it to the size that I'd like, and I can type in it. Notice that using this method you will have to do some formatting in order to get it to match the theme, whereas if I simply copied and pasted this box, probably a better choice, and then move that box to its new location, I would have kept the formatting, so something to consider. Okay, I can insert an image. So let me come down here and insert an image. This should look very familiar to you. I've done a search for dog in advance to save a little bit of time. I'll just select that one. And the dog is very large on the page. If I grab it by a corner, note that it's going to stay proportional. I'm not going to distort it. If I grab it by a side, however, I will distort the image. So you want to do it by a corner if you want to keep its proportions. And of course, once an image is in there, you can grab this little dot above the top center to put it on an angle if you'd like. Okay, in addition, I can insert a chart. Now it's going to allow you to insert simple bar, column, line, and pie charts, but I would recommend personally build them in Google Sheets and then use the From Sheets. So these are some different charts that might be available here. And once you click the show, it's going to show, once you click the sheet, it's going to show you which charts are available. You can keep this linked to spreadsheet, and then as you make your updates in the spreadsheet, they'll be reflected in this chart as well. So something to keep in mind. You can insert a hyperlink. That's an easy one. Simply select the text that you want to use as your hyperlink. Maybe copy the address is a good way to do it. And then, of course, we could have used the link button that's available on the main menu bar right here. But if you like to use the insert, you can do the link here. Paste it in, and it becomes a hyperlink. You can insert a video, which is a nice feature. You can search for that video, or if you already have the video URL, perhaps you've gone to YouTube, you found the video you wanted, you can copy and paste the URL in here. So if you searched, let's just say Google Docs, you could look through all these videos on Google Docs, but if you find it easier, which I generally do, to go directly to YouTube and do the search there. And when you find the one that you want, because you've looked through them a little bit, and you say, yes, this is the one, you can take this address, you can take the share address down here, which is a little shorter, either one. And if you come back by URL and paste it in there, the video will appear right on your slide presentation and play nicely. Now note that one other option for video that was available to you, if you've uploaded one to Google Drive and maybe not published it to YouTube, but you've made a video and you've added it there, you can go directly to Google Drive and insert it from there. Move that out of the way for a second. Okay, there's this word art feature. And that's just going to allow you to get some more creative text, if you want to call it that. You can, it's kind of limited. There, I've changed the font so it looks a little nicer. Once it's selected, you can use your various formatting toolbars to, like your fill color. Maybe I don't want it to be quite so drab. So I'll put a line color on it and increase the line's thickness so you can see it a little bit. Put it at an angle. So some simple word art that you could include here if you'd like. Also lines. I'm not going to go through all of these again. There are a lot of different options. These are ones that we covered when we looked at the toolbar here. So they're also available through here, lines and shapes. Let me create a new slide because this one's getting a little crowded. Also, you can insert a table, and a table is great for displaying data. So and here you can put whatever information you wanted. Maybe these were high temperatures. It got cold and then it started to warm up a little bit again. Okay, you will get more control over this table in the table drop down itself, so it's another place that you can do it, but know that you can insert it directly through the insert if you'd like. And these tables are fairly limited as far as formatting, but as I said, they are good for displaying data. Animations. To have something move or slide onto a slide. So the difference between an animation and a transition is that a transition, which is available here, is how one slide changes to another. An animation, of course, is how the text may move onto a slide. So I can insert an animation here, and that's just going to add up the, just going to open up the toolbar that we've looked at previously. So here I've already got some animations on this, so I'm going to remove them. There are different options. It can slide in from the right, slide in from the left, cube, gallery. These are different animations. So I'm going to click on there and add an animation, and I would like to zoom in, and I can do it on click, after previous, with previous. These are things we've looked at before. So click, zoom in on click, and there it is right there. I can do it by paragraph instead of the entire thing at once. I can slow the speed down or speed it up, and I can play it to see what's what there. So I set it for click, so I've got a click, 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 click. If I don't want an animation anymore, I just come in here and click the X, and it removes it. Oop, I've got to stop my animation first. Okay, up on the top where it says slide from right, this is actually, although it's under the animation tab, this is actually the transition between slides. So if you don't want that anymore, you simply say no transition. So the first thing at the top will be a transition, and then your animations below. And play around with those. Those can add a little flavor to a slide presentation as long as you don't go too far overboard. Next, under Insert comes Slide Numbers. And you can either turn that on or off. And the only other option is to skip the title slide. So let me do that and say OK, or Apply. And now you can see that in the corner, on the title slide there's no number, but now this is labeled as slide number 2, slide number 3, slide number 4. This may be appealing to your audience, or it may not be, or may be appealing to you, but you can decide whether you want to use it. You can insert comments from here. Of course, we've looked at putting comments in from the set of tools in the upper right, and also from the comment feature here. So there's a lot of different places to get to those comments, to comment on yours or someone else's presentation. So there's one now. Just another way to do that. Okay, if you need special characters, things that you can't get directly from the keyboard, let's come back down here and say we want degree marks on these because these are temperatures. So in order to do that, I'm going to click where I'd like that to go and then insert a special character. Here's a list of special characters right here. You're just going to kind of have to look through them to find the one that you want. If you don't see the one that you want, you can change the character set to get different, like African scripts, American scripts, European scripts, etc. So you can get different character sets if you don't see the one that you need. Let's see, I would expect to find I'm not seeing it right there. Let me just pick a straight up Latin font. Various different ways to search. So I'm not going to continue searching for it, but that's where you would get a special character. Also know that if you're on a full keyboard like on a PC, you can do this usually by holding down the Alt key and hitting a series of numbers. You have to look up what those are. So Alt 0176 would get you a degree sign. I'm currently on a laptop, and it's not going to work from your numbers across the top. It works from the number pad on the right on a full keyboard. But basically that's how you would do that. It's the same as previous things we've done before. You can also insert a new slide here, but there are many ways to do that, such as using this feature. And you can import slides, and we've looked at that under the File menu as well. You simply go to a presentation, select it, and then you can choose one or more slides to bring into yours. As we've already covered that under this File, Import Slides, we will not do that again now, but that's how you do it, and those are all the things that you can put into your presentation using the Insert option.